We're Homeschooling Continued, and I'm Abby, that's Isaac, and that's Mama.
I'm Jill. Thanks for joining us today.
Her real name is Jill, just for her kids, so we call her Mama.
Thanks for joining us today.
And we're going to take you through our day. If you haven't been with us before, we have a video about welcome to our channel. So if you haven't seen that, watch that, and then you can come watch this video. So we're going to go through our day, and then, yeah.
We
would love for you to subscribe.
And hit the bell button. And we really would like for you guys to put comments. Now, follow us in our school day.
So it's 10:25, and we just finished our devotion.
Before anything else, we read this book called Indescribable by Louis Giglio, with 100 devotions about God and science. So it's like a Christian book that we read before science and history and read.
The read aloud that we're doing today for history is The Golden Goblet, and we're just getting started on this book. While I read to them, Abby will sit over on this couch and color. Today she found some coloring pages of Egyptian stuff that she is coloring because it goes along with the Golden Goblet. She did that totally on her own.
This is Ra, and I don't know who this is.
So she's got that what she's working on while I'm reading. And then over on the other side, Isaac plays with his little toys while I'm reading, but there are rules to this. So you can only play if you can
answer three questions. Well, at least 1 out of 3 questions right about the book.
Right.
Because I can't get really distracted.
And then if you can't answer questions, then what do you have to do?
Then I have to stop playing until I can answer a question.
Right. So we do have some rules that go along with playing during the read alouds. So it's about 10:27. We're going to get going on our reading, and then we'll be back. Eyes were rimmed and elongated almost to the temples with black eye paint, the best protection against Egypt's glaring sun. Their shoulders were broad and bare, their hips narrow and wrapped in cotton shintis of purest white. Their hands, those strong and supple hands, now gesturing or fingering. So it's now 11:30, and we just finished our read aloud, partly because it's really long chapters in this book, and partly because I got 2 phone calls in the middle of that, which I had to take, and that doesn't normally happen. So now we're going to move on to history, and we're going to be doing some stuff together, and then they're going to split and do their own individual history work.
So now it is 11:50, and we are moving on to language arts.
We just finished history, and we listened to a story about Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel.
And how Abel killed Cain.
No, other way around.
Abel.
Oh yeah, I always get confused.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I remember the first time I heard that story.
Yeah.
Yep, and so now we're going to move on to independent work. Yep, and
Which
there's the
is
time.
Math
On our pretty clock.
and language arts.
Math and language arts. All right. Okay, I'm going to dictate some words to you, and you write down what I say.
Okay.
First word. Filled.
Filled.
Like, I filled the jar with money.
Right, with what?
Money.
That's just a pudding.
So it's about 12:30, and Isaac and I just finished his language arts, and Abby came and did her language arts on her own, and then she started working on math, and I'm going to show you what she does. But we use teaching textbooks, and I'll be honest and say when I first heard about teaching textbooks, I was not real thrilled with the way that I thought it laid out, but what I thought was totally wrong. And we started using teaching textbooks at the beginning of this year, and I love it. I love it. So you can tell you got the lessons right here, and then the problems. Each lesson starts with a lecture, and then there are practice problems, and then you get into the actual lesson problems. And one of the things that I really, really like about this curriculum, you can set up in the parent settings to give second chances. So like if they've missed something, they can get a second chance to get it right before it's marked wrong. You can turn that off or on. Another thing that I was really kind of worried about with this being a computer curriculum was, well, what about all the computations?
And then as I went along with teaching textbooks, I realized it would be a little more efficient if I tried turning it on its side.
Yeah, so
like this, so it went from this to kind of squished up to this, because it helped me space them out so that I know, so it's easier to see, and it just kind of reminds me.
Lines up the column. For Isaac's math, instead of him doing everything at the computer himself, he actually sits on the floor and does his computations on an iPad, and then tells me what to put in. Very good.
So it's about 1 o'clock, and we just finished our entire school day, and I got 100% on my math.
Nice.
Me, 90%. I mean, 95.
95. Good.
Out of 100, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's very good.
And
it didn't take nearly as long as
it used to.
It used to
be like 5 hours.
5 or 6 hours,
which is a very, very long time,
especially for me.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's how our school days go, and the only difference is that we switch out history and science. So tomorrow we'll do science instead of history, and then history, and then science and history, and that's how we do that. So that's how our days look right now, and we kind of like it.
Yeah,
we're pretty happy with it.
It's a lot better than it used to be.
A lot better than it used to be. So this is what we'll stick with for a while and the foreseeable future. And I will give a more in-depth review of The Good and the Beautiful as we go further into it, and I can give more informed opinions than just 3 days in. So look out for that.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button.
You say it too.
Please subscribe. And if you have subscribed already, thanks. Subscribers really support us.
That's right. They do. So thank you guys, and we'll see you in our next video.
Bye. Bye. I'm Rosa.